Hey guys, it's early in the morning. I'm headed to Brandenburg, Kentucky. It's about an hour and 40 minutes from my house. They're on Eastern time, I'm on Central, to pick up the coolest motorbike I have ever seen in my entire life. And if you've ever seen one, I'm sure it was gone in 60 seconds. And there it is. It is a 1974-5 MR50 Eleanor. Did anybody get my little innuendo, whatever you call it? Anyhow, this is what I purchased. These are the coolest motorcycles ever built, dirt bikes if you will, so to speak. It is a two-stroker. That's it for the sneak preview, guys. I'm back on the road because I'm headed now down south about 2.5 hours to Hendersonville, Tennessee to pick up some more parts for another little bike I got. But don't fret, when I pick these parts up and we get back to the shop, I am going to show you guys both. Let me get over here in the Silver Bullet. I'm going to show you guys both bikes up close and personal, because that's what you love to see when we get projects, or I think you do. All right guys, headed back from the outskirts of Nashville, Tennessee with this box of parts right here. What could they possibly go to, this beautiful, beautiful box of parts? Does anybody know? I left this morning approximately 6:30 a.m. It is now nearly 3 p.m. in the afternoon. The Silver Bullet was full, completely full of petrol, and as you can see now, is nearly empty. So, just a good old-fashioned fun road trip to pick up a few parts and cool bike. Time now to zoom in on our purchases, take a closer look, and the first thing we're going to look at is this 1975 MR50, which is a Honda. And I know it's a 75 because of the paint scheme on it. In 74, they only made these 2 years. In 74, it was red, mostly red, and it didn't have the gray. First thing I noticed, and you may have noticed, is the tank is all rusty on the outside and crusty looking, and I was really concerned about that before I purchased it, just looking at the pictures. But that tank is really solid, and the inside doesn't appear to be that bad. I'll show you a picture of the inside. You know how much I love looking inside petrol tanks. Even the cap is all crusty-fied, but the inside, it's really always hard to tell when you're filming something like this to get a good idea of how it looks. You guys got to believe me, this isn't bad. This is not bad at all. That can be cleaned up fairly easy. I don't even know if I'm going to tumble it. Maybe just put acid in it this time. This thing is kind of rusty on the outside all over. It looks like almost like it's been drove through cow poop and maybe cow poop sat on it. This kickstand, you can't even, let me show you about the kickstand. See there? It's all froze up right there. And you can't hardly, it's only moving back and forth that much because I already worked it a little bit. That's how rusty this thing is. The chain is missing, but the sprocket looks okay. Both sprockets, I can see that one in there, looks good. And but this cover is cracked, broke off, so that needs to be addressed someday. I like to show you guys just exactly how I drug them in here. So see, this tire's all cracked up. The front and the back tire are cracked like that real bad, but I can't stand that. I just want to try and air them up and see what happens. Look, this one's flat. Look at the cracks in this mother. Let me try and air them up real quick. I hate these flat tires all the time. If these tires hold air for a few days, as far as I am concerned, they're brand new tires. Let me demonstrate the gearing the best I can with no chain. I can't spin the wheel and show you guys, but right now it's a neutral. One click up, that's first. Second. Third. Now we'll go let's see, we'll go second, first, neutral. So it is shifting. How good or bad, I don't know till we get this thing running, but it is shifting. Front brake works. Back brake works. Man, I hope my pants ain't falling down in front of the camera. That'd be embarrassing. Number plate jacked up a little bit there. Shock, bolt, or nut, or something going on down here. Left front fork boot is tore there. The, what do you call that? Some kind of dust boot. And the seal's leaking. On this side, the other side, you know how it is. You're going to have to do something with both sides. What do I need with a little 52-stroke dirt bike that's probably 80-pound capacity? Well, I mean, what does a woman need diamond earrings for? You know, it's just pretty. This thing is so beautiful. Look at it. This is a work of art right here. A work of art. Absolutely beautiful. The chrome, the steel gas tank, the plastic fenders. What's not to like about this thing? Our brake handle's a little funky. Our clutch cable is froze up. I don't think it'll take much to get it free, but it is froze up. It may even be froze up right here in the handle. What the heck are these? Did these things come with mirrors? I don't believe a dirt bike would come with mirrors, but it's got one on both sides. If anybody knows, please let me know. This is cool, and Tim showed me this when I bought it from him. This says max and then minimum, and you can set this so if you're a kid and you pull back on the throttle, you can only pull back so far. That's pretty awesome. That's cool. Not only a view from the other side, but let's kick it over and see if she's got compression. And of course, I already know it does. Hear that? Thump, 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 thump. As Sidekick would say, that feels clumpy. And when they feel clumpy and they have a spark plug in them, then that's good news. Check out this beautiful. It's got one little ding right there. This awesome chrome muffler shield. It's just cool looking. Let's look inside of the crankcase here. I don't have it straight up and down, but it appears to have a little bit of clean oil in there, so that's not bad. Peeking in there with the light on and the bike tipped. You know, she's dry in there. Looks clean but dry, so may have just leaked out. Hard to say. Not best case scenario, but it also doesn't concern me much. Now on to part 2 of this video. I have another little project, and that's what the parts are for. So let's get started on that, and I'll show you what kind of parts I got for it. And a good friend of mine donated this pile to me here, and I thought, well, it's kind of cool, you know, a little Chinese mini bike of some kind or something or another. And then I got to scratching around, and I think it's a little bit more than just a little Chinese motorbike. Let me show you what I mean. Here's what's left of the engine, and it's junk. The case is all cracked and just a mess. But anyways, I was just curious what we have here. So I looked at the tag. It says Z50 AF, and then there's a serial number under it. But I thought, Z50? That's suspicious. Then I looked over here, and this flywheel is Hitachi. I thought, Hitachi? Because, you know, I'm thinking Hitachi is not, I don't believe to be Chinese. I believe to be Japanese. I could be wrong, but that's what I think. Let me get it out of the car real quick and flop it upside down and show you another clue that I spotted on this thing. Here it is upside down, and if you will look here, I hope you guys can see that. On the coil there, it says, Made in Japan. As I quickly investigated this little junker when I picked it up, and I almost didn't even pick it up. I thought it's not even worth getting, because it's pretty rough shape. It's a crapper. But I noticed it has nice chrome fenders on the front. I thought, what the? It's got a nice steel, you know, place for the headlights and stuff like that. Check these drum brakes out. It's got nice drum brakes. And I'm thinking, this thing appears to be a little bit better quality than just a Chinese machine. And it also appears to be older than a, you know, like a new replica Chinese machine. And look at the back headlight here. And if you'll see that, it's, you know, a kind of decent quality. The clue about it being an older machine is right here. There's a condenser in there, been soldered and cobbed up, and there are points inside of there. And I thought, well, this is an older machine. Some of you already know what's going on here with that tag, and I didn't until I looked it up. Look at this light switch right here. High and low, it says on there. A little light switch. Isn't that? All of these things are telling me I may have something more here than Chinese junk. Now you guys know everything that I know about it, and here's my best guess at this thing. I don't think this is a Chinaman machine. I believe this to be a Honda Monkey. That's what I think this is. It does have a tag on it right here, and I am going to clean this off and see what it says under there. Tag's all cleaned up. Time for the big reveal. If you already know what it is, you better put it in the comments below, like right now, because everybody's getting ready to know what it is here in just one brief moment. And I'll lower you down here to the tag. It is, in fact, a 1977 Honda, 50cc Honda. Build date, 12/76. Why is that significant? Because on the way home with Hugels, I said I believe it's a Honda Monkey, and he's trying to look him up on his phone so we could identify it. And I said look up a 1976. I believe it's a 76. And I was close. I was 1 year off. I want to give a big shout out to my buddy Chris for hooking me up with this machine. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate it. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be some cool videos on this old Honda. I do like old Hondas, so it should be an interesting project. It's now Wednesday, the day I am going to post this video. It's going to be late, it looks like, guys, but these are the parts that Kelly sold me right there for my Z50. That is so funny. To me it is. For my Honda Monkey. See, I thought these things were called Honda Monkeys, and they are, but that's kind of their nickname. They actually are just called the Z50, so when I rattled off the Z50 blah 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 on the motor, or engine, then a lot of you already knew that it was a Z50, and it's referred to as a Honda Monkey. I bought the seat, the side cover, exhaust, and petrol tank here for it. The petrol tank needs some work. The seat's got some cracks and stuff in it. That actually right there, that petrol tank, that's an easy fix. That's not a big deal. I'll show you guys how we're going to fix that. That's not a big issue. And these parts right here in the boxes and on the floor, these are all the parts that he gave me. And I was like, man, I'll come back, because he said I had some more parts. I said, I'll come back, man. I ain't got no money, you know. He said, no, you can have them. He said, if you're going to fix that bike up, you can have all these parts. And I just couldn't even believe it. I couldn't get over it, because check it out. There's a carburetor, I think a whole carburetor in there, which is awesome. And some other little parts for Z50s. Headlight, wiring harness, kickstand. I mean, all this stuff he hooked me up with. There's a side cover to the engine right there, which I might possibly need. A few miscellaneous parts, I think, to other bikes. And this whole box of hardware for, like, he said, you know, a lot of it's for Hondas. So that was pretty cool. Kelly restores bikes, and I took 2 pictures of 2 of the bikes there that I just really, really liked. This is the first one, and it's like a bigger version of our little MR50. Same exact paint scheme and everything. This thing was restored absolutely perfect. Here's the other one I took a picture of, and the reason why is because I just could not stop looking at this thing. I just kept walking around at it, just staring at it. This guy does immaculate, perfect restorations. I've never seen anything like it. Let's put these pieces on so I can show you guys what it's going to look like. A sneak preview of what it's going to look like when it's done. There's the petrol tank. That thing is beautiful. I love this tank. I love that color. It's like my CB360. Same color. Seat. These seats are awesome. Side cover. I hate to even take it out of the plastic. There you go, all staged up, mocked up, whatever you want to call it. These things, they just look awesome in my opinion. This is an absolutely, without a doubt, breathtaking machine. Look at that. Would you just look at that? Look at that. Now to share with you men, women, and children of all ages my plan of attack. For this one right here, the two-stroker, let's get it running and rip it around and have some fun. For our breathtaking Honda Monkey, I think I've located an engine for it, a factory stock 50cc engine, which I would like to put back in it. If not, we're going to go with one of those 125 Lycan Chinaman engines to get it running. Someday, really, with the Monkey, I would like to maybe restore it, or probably even both of these bikes. For right now, I just can't afford to restore anything. I can get it running, have a little fun with it, but I can't afford to just go through the whole process. It's very expensive to restore these bikes. It has been a real busy week for me. This is the petrol tank for our CB360, and I am doing a step-by-step film on how to restore, refurbish your petrol tank on a motorcycle. That's it, we done. See you Saturday. I was born to be a YouTuber. I absolutely love YouTube. I love working on old motorbikes and junk and whatever I can get my hot little hands on. In order to make my channel spread like fleas or like lice or like even the Black Plague, you know, to spread, I need you guys to hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you haven't already to the channel. And if you really want to help me out, I mean really help me out, share some of these videos on your Facebook page with your friends.